How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome back to the gameplay showcase for my Ancestral Warchief Berserker. I have two maps for you today. We're going to do two tier 12s. One is for my actual Atlas progression, and one is for just, extra tier 12 I have. This is the highest I have in solo self-found right now. I have cleared up to tier 15. They're manageable, of course. If I were able to get actual, gear I wanted, buy exact pieces I wanted, could do tier 15 plus very easily, but we're managing with what we've got, which all in all is pretty decent, and allowed us to do tier 15. Now, I did die every now and then on these. I will say build is not absolutely perfect, so I may get one shot, sort of. We'll see, because this character is exceptional, fantastic, a lot of fun, but you do die, right? It's passive exile. We're doing high tier content in Betrayal League. I may die. Alright, gonna put that forward just in general. May die, I don't know. It will happen with this character every now and then. You'll just get one shot, 100-0. That's how it goes. That's Path of Exile. It's 2019, we don't have a death recap. So, just wanted to say that ahead of time. But the biggest thing with this map, that loaded well. Biggest thing with running maps on this character is, what the fuck? This map is not loading. You can run pretty much most mods. This character and this build is actually able to run Reflect, surprisingly. Now, I would not recommend high tier with Reflect. You can do low tier with Reflect, but high tier is not something I would recommend. Because what ends up happening is you drop the totem, they hit a massive AoE smash, and then the totems die. So you can just keep re-dropping the totems to effectively keep clearing Reflect maps. Doesn't have any trouble with temp chains, obviously, other than the fact that it's made slower. That's what temp chains does. And, temp chains maps are just fucking annoying. They're manageable, very, very much so, with movement speed and all the movement speed you get from Berserker and Adrenaline flasks and stuff. I covered that in the build guide with how shield charge worked. But honestly, when it comes to maps, unless you're really doing tier 15 Reflect, you're gonna be fine. Only other... Cool, thanks bro. Only other things that I've really had a problem with are T15 plus, or T13 plus Syndicate members. Can kind of be a bitch, but I mean, what's gonna end up happening next league, once I get my hands on, once we get into Synthesis, is I'm just gonna lock my Betrayal board. I'm just gonna soft lock my board and never have to care again. But that's a different story for a different day. I do actually have a couple of things I'd like to teach you about Ancestral Warchief here. Now, it's a pretty simple skill on the surface, right? You drop 2 totems and you're good to go. Well, 1 totem, and then with Ancestral Bond it gives you 2. And you are good to go and do a lot of damage. But where the interesting part comes in is with the Vol Ancestral Warchief, which is a totem that will actually jump around and move. The only totem in the game that actually moves, I'm pretty sure. Now, why this is so interesting is you can actually get 3 totems at one time. Give me 1 second to kill this pack, and I'll show you what I mean. You can put down your 2 totems, or however many you have of the actual totem cap, followed by Ancestral Warchief. And now I have 3 totems. It counts as a different entity, which is interesting, because there's a slot for Vol totems, and there's a slot for totem totems. I don't know the exact fucking principle around this, but it happens, it exists, and it's useful. It's basically what I got for you. Now, that being said, there is also gimmicks that you can use with said Vol totem. Let me accrue a second one very quickly. Let's try and not get yeeted by projectiles, that'd be great. That's what Immortal Call is there for, to stop projectile destruction. Alright, now if I can find a clear stretch, I can show you something. Spawn our totem back here. He will actually hop around and follow you from screen to screen to screen, so long as he has targets to attack, right? This is where things get interesting. So long as he has targets, he can attack for his full duration, which allows you to shield charge and play speedily. Actually get decent speed clear on a totem build. It's a miracle, right? You can keep moving and moving even faster. Now, where this gets more intriguing, right? We're talking speed clear on totems. This is already fucking top tier. It's not normally possible. This gets more interesting is when you combine it with certain unique flasks that my unlucky ass has never gotten so far, because solo self found /s. What I mean by that is there is a flask only obtainable in Incursion. Of course, you can buy it if you would like to. We're gonna fuck with this. I might die. I'll try it, but honestly, I may die, just so you guys know. But this is, what, tier 12, tier 13? Oh, fuck. Haku, don't kill me, please. I've been a good boy. Don't do it to me. I've been a good boy this year. Let's move. Alright, he's dead. So are we. Like I said, that wasn't even Haku. That was just fucking turrets. Pretty sure that was just turrets. I did warn you. That's the Syndicate. That's why I just don't deal with this mechanic anymore. Other than attempting to get this for content, I just don't like dealing with this shit anymore. Different story, different day. As I was saying, make sure my auras are back up. As I was saying, Soul Catcher Flask is something that exists in Incursion. You kill the Incursion end boss, and there's a chance that he will drop it. Now, alternately, you can buy this flask. There's also actually an upgrade of said flask that will do kind of the same thing. Now, that's a lot of boots. What this flask will end up doing for you... What the fuck is hitting me? Bruh. Bro, what the fuck? Alright. Sure. As I said, no death recap. Anyways. What this flask will do for you is it'll make it so that while you have Vol skills out doing things, you can actually accrue more Vol skill charges. Let's run past whatever the fuck that was. I think it died. I honestly don't know. I don't have an answer for you to what that was. It'll let you accrue more Vol skill charges. Now, you can combine this with an Overflowing Chalice to give you hilarious synergy. I think there's a Syndicate member. Not a Syndicate member. Exile down there. Definitely an Exile here somewhere, right? Or just a trash mob type. Probably just a trash mob type. You can combine that with an Overflowing Chalice to allow yourself to essentially, potentially, if my system works correctly, have near infinite Vol Warchiefs that jump around with you in this sort of speed clear-esque scenario that we've created for ourselves. Because you would hit your Soul Catcher Flask, drop your 2 charges of Vol Warchief, or your 1 charge even, and then have that 1 charge generate you a 2nd charge. To which, then you would hit your... or when your flask runs out, you would have your full charges back, right? So then, since you can store 2, you would hit your Overflowing Chalice, drop your other one, and then you would go and clear a bunch of stuff, and that would refill, need to make sure I don't get one shot while I talk, that would refill your Soul Catcher. So now, we're refilling our Soul Catcher. That was a little fucking sketchy. Good boss damage though, pretty good boss damage. You're refilling your Soul Catcher with your other Vol Warchief while you have an Overwhelming Odds flask up. Is it Overwhelming Odds? Overflowing Chalice. Words are hard when you're trying to focus on gameplay and talk and do all this shit. I swear I stream, I think, but, you know, still. So, because of that and that system, your Soul Catcher would hopefully, if everything panned out, enable you to have infinite Vol Ancestral Warchiefs if you rotated it correctly. Now, I haven't been able to test this yet because I haven't gotten the flask to drop. I have an Overflowing Chalice, I just haven't gotten a Soul Catcher. So, I have a few things to test when I get to actual Trade League that I can't really test right now because RNG hasn't been very kind to me. If I were to get said flask, of course I would mess around with it. But optimally, I would want, you know, I'd want a Lion's Roar like I was talking about in the build guide. A Lion's Roar would be spectacular for just flat damage. But for speed clear gimmicks, Soul Catcher / Overflowing Chalice would potentially allow me to infinitely keep up Vol Ancestral Warchief and just keep hopping over and over and over. So I can just keep shield charging and speed clear maps. Of course, that will be potentially, I'll do an update in a couple of days to show you guys if it works. Maybe keep an eye on stream or something like that. I may even put it in the comments if when I put this character in Trade League, if it works. I hope it does. I really hope it does, because it's a cool idea. It's one of those ideas you get circulating in your head and go, please work, please work, please work. But you have no real basis or like knowledge on if it will or not, and it's nothing more than prayer. that's basically the scenario I'm at right now, where it is nothing more than prayer. However, would create a very interesting build and concept, and allow for some actual speed clear with totems. Don't get me wrong, totems can go very, very fast and kill things effectively, but to be able to do that, you need very fast totem placement speed, because you want to be able to replace totems over and over. However, when you can create clear speed without having to replace totems, and just have them run with you doing damage, isn't that just cool in and of itself? I was actually hoping that Vol Warchief would be completely different than it is when I first heard of the concept of Vol Warchief. I was hoping that it would be relegated to, like, on your back, like Mirage Archer type of thing, like Mirage Warchief. That would be amazing. However, sadly, it didn't happen like that. That's what I was hoping for, or put like a Mirage Warchief on your back that would go around slamming things. So I was then theory crafting of like, okay, so this was my theory crafting process, right? That was the build, or that was the Vol Warchief I thought I was originally going to get. Didn't end up getting that, of course. But I wanted to have a Mirage Warchief on my back with Vol Earthquake going off all the time. So I was just running through things as that totem was just smashing away while my Vol Earthquake was going off and doing AoE damage and that sort of stuff. Doesn't that just sound fun? Doesn't that just sound fun to you? Because it does to me. It's been like 3 months since I thought up that idea, and I still want to do it. But, you know, it's obviously not possible in current iteration. Vol Earthquake definitely is. Vol Earthquake Soul Catcher. Fuck, I just gave myself an idea. Son of a bitch, I'm gonna need to write that down later. But, yeah. This is how I come up with builds, by the way. This is 100% how I come up with builds. There's a research area there. Fuck that. I don't like doing syndicate stuff. I don't like the mechanic. Yeah, I did a full Ultimate Beginner's Guide on it, and, you know, it's useful, don't get me wrong. I'm still proud of that content, but I just really... Over the past few days, and actually reaching high tier content, which I hadn't done before, it's just not fun getting one-shot. And I mean, yeah, the character I'm playing is a little bit on the squishy side, don't get me wrong. But even so, there's zero outplay to shit you can't see. It's fucking stupid. Like, by the time you see the Haku wind up, you've already been hit by it and died. It's just... I don't know. I don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying to just get off-screened. I actually watched someone, I think it was Quinn. He got 100 to 0'd off-screen by a Syndicate member spear throw. So that was fucking funny. But yeah, I think it was a Syndicate member. I don't know. Might have just been an off-screen projectile in the first place. But yeah. Alright, boss man. See how long you can stand up against my totems. If you could stop flicker striking here and there, that would be fucking spectacular. Woof! Jesus. Relax, homie. Relax. Keep those totems going. Try and keep my fortify up. Got him. That was a lot more than I expected. What the fuck is that? Increased damage taken. Alright, give me an Abysseus. Give me this. Let's see how often I die. Let's see how often I die. Just for the meme. That would be pretty good. Ah, well. Okay. Castle Ruins. Pretty decent map. I've run this up to tier 15. Obviously, in tier 15, you can get yeeted very quickly. I like how I can use that as an adjective and still want to kill myself. But yeah, you can die very, very quickly in tier 15. But it is manageable if you're able to play decently. Not really, of course, the tankiest character, but it makes up for it in boss killing potential. And it makes Berserker very, very relevant. And quite good. Quite good. I like the attack speed. I like being able to be very, very fast. And I want to mess around with Berserker even more. Coming up in the future, things I'm going to use Berserker for. I may actually, technically, if it works the way I think it does, we may be able to play a Berserker Flame Totem build. That sounds fucking insane, I know, but because Flame Totem's getting reworked and it's doing Fizz Convert Fire, it may be possible. Because if it's doing Fizz, well, you can assume what gear I'm going to be running, and you can absolutely assume what I'm going to be doing with it. That's an idea for another day. That's an idea for 10 days from now. But yeah, that is going to be all from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this little gameplay segment. You will die every now and then. It's Path of Exile. It's high tier content. Don't expect god tier shit all the time. If you want variety, you can't always play meta. That's how it goes. You gotta think outside the box sometimes, fellas. Gotta use this thing every now and then. Well, that's going to be all for me. And as always, take care, gentlemen.